Hey, it's Stephen here from Marketplace Superheroes, and in this video I sat down with Craig, who is one of our Marketplace Superheroes clients, and we talk about his experience so far in getting his Amazon business up and running and making money. Now, before we jump into the video, please like this video, it really helps us, and also subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and even if you are subscribed, click the bell icon. It really helps us let you know when we're launching more videos. So, without further ado, let's go to the video. Hey everyone, how's it going? Stephen here from Marketplace Superheroes. I'm here today with Craig, one of our great students. I'm really looking forward to the conversation. So Craig, let us know where you're coming in from, sir.
I'm coming in from Stevenage in Hertfordshire in the UK.
Yeah.
For those that are outside of the UK and Europe, for our American friends, I'm about 30 miles north of London. So just give you an idea of where I'm based in the country.
I do the same thing. I say it's 2 hours south of Dublin because it's just the easiest way. And it's funny because a lot of times people say, you living in London? So yeah, that's good. Nice one. Stevenage Borough, a great football team, huh?
They are, yeah. not this year.
No. All right, cool. Well, look, Craig is here. He's going to talk a little bit of his story and all of that. So with that said, let's get started there. Craig, I'm always interested to find out what was the moment you got interested in Amazon. I know you were doing a bit of Amazon before you got involved with Marketplace Superheroes. So I'd love to maybe if you would share the lead up to that point where you got involved and how you got involved, if you don't mind.
Sure. As you know, we were talking, I'm a keen golfer. I found a product a couple of years ago on one of the Facebook ads that comes up, and it was a golf club, ball, and club cleaner. And initially I bought it as that's a nice little thing to have in my golf bag. And then when I got it, I'd not long been self-employed, so I was looking to have some other revenue coming into my company, and I just sort of reached out to the guy and said, hey, are you selling this in the UK? And he said no. I said, well, would you be interested? And he said yes. I took a trial order of I think it was 100. Initially started out on eBay, and they just sold out very quickly. And I did the eBay thing where I'd be trundling down to the post office, and I'd go away for a couple of days and come back and spend the first 2 hours of the evening packaging stuff up and dealing with returns and refunds and stuff like that. And there's got to be a better way of doing this, and I'm not sure how I discovered, but I came across fulfillment by Amazon. I guess that was I think it was about January 2017 when I did the switch from selling eBay. I've got a little website, but that's more for, to make it look like a business. If you know. So everything now goes through Amazon, and I always looked at, hey, I've done this with one product, and I put it out there in France, Italy, Germany, and Spain with limited success. Yeah. But I always felt if I could find more products, as you say, product, and sell it in more countries, I'd make more money. But what was missing was, how do I find those products? And that's when I came across Marketplace Superheroes. I think it was one of the promotional webinars that you did about becoming an Amazon business.
Quiz question, really simple. Craig sells what types of products? Is it number 1, household, number 2, golf, or number 3, mountain biking? Okay, let's go with that. Which of those is the right answer? Please type it in the comments down below. What type of products did Craig talk about that he sold? He said it 100 times. Please put in the right answer. I kind of messed that up, but let's just go with it. So 1, 2, or 3, type in the name golf, type in the name, I think I said mountain biking, and that's it. Let's go back to the video. Yeah, because you kind of started with us, I think, on the private label part of the program.
Yeah.
And then obviously we talked about invasion as an additional strategy to add into your Amazon business, where for anybody watching who doesn't know what that means, it's very, very simply going to US-based companies, negotiating a deal whereby you become the European distributor of that brand on Amazon in Europe for the company. And so Craig, obviously you joined that program. So obviously that was almost like a direct fit for you as well when you saw that come on board. It's like, well, I actually can find more of these products now. So then you joined that recently, and tell me, how's that process gone for you? How have you found, because I think finding suppliers is pretty simple, right? It's then it becomes negotiation and stuff like that. So what have you learned on that journey so far?
It's hard work. You know,
Sure.
you have to be fairly persistent,
Yeah.
because, you know, you can send emails, you can follow up, but you can't be picking up the phone to try to speak to these people. But I think, just to give an example, I think I signed up for Invasion August 2018.
Yeah.
And I think I did the modules, but I didn't commit
Yeah.
doing the research. I was doing research, but, you know, it was not until I did the Allies program, which was the
accountability program.
Yeah, that was key. That really got me focused, and I
Yeah.
found my first brand, the successful brand I'm working with now.
Yeah.
I think because of the Allies program.
Yeah, that was amazing. Whenever you joined that, and that's a 90-day program we put together this year. I noticed you specifically were just constantly posting progress, and it just kept on cycling. And then we did a couple of different live calls you were on as well, and you were just constantly reporting, yeah, I've got this done, I got this done, I got this done. And I think it's an interesting thing, right? Because you can be given information, you need to be given coaching, but it's only when you start to actually build that accountability in either through yourself, which is difficult, or through an actual accountability group, that things change. And so that's been great. So you're working with one brand right now, is that right, Craig?
Yeah, I mean, it was quite a big order, the first order. I bought 17 of their products over.
Yep.
It was about 900 units, and it was a bit of a I would use the B word that Robert normally uses, a move, I think. But I'd looked at their BSRs. I mean, the company in question, they on Amazon.com in 1 month, their BSRs were really low. And you know, I use a tool that just as a gauge for sale. I treat it with a pinch of salt.
I understand. Yeah.
It was showing that, you know, they were selling like $200,000 in 30 days of 5 of the products that I bought over. So I took a bit of a punt on, I think this is going to be a success. And I
calculated punt nonetheless.
It was, yeah. and it's been true. The 5 products that sold really well in the US have sold really well here. I've sold out of one of the products that I bought 192 units of over.
Right.
I've got 600 of those.
That one, the 192. How long did it take you to sell that out?
6 weeks.
Wow, that's great. Yeah.
So I've got an order coming in from China, which is where we get through Superhero Freight.
Yeah.
So I've got the benefit there. I've got a cheaper price because they're coming from China, and hopefully now I've got some metrics of if I sold nearly 200 in 6 weeks, I've got a sort of an idea of now when I can, because I have suffered the last few days. I've suffered because I've been out of stock of my top seller.
Yes.
I see my numbers dip.
And again, the thing of it, that will be at that rate, like if that keeps trending the way it's trending, like that could become really big, really quick. And that's good and bad, but obviously you have our support if needed as that happens.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that happen a couple of times, and sometimes it can be a bit, whoa, you know, and that's the thing, like, and that's really interesting in that, you know, because people do ask us, like, if you sell something in the US, does it work in the UK? And again, this is great. And not only the UK, by the way, you've been selling well in all the countries.
Yeah. I think I was looking at my figures this month, and I'm about 57% of the sales are in the UK, 25% Germany.
Yes.
And then the rest, it's about 6% each in France, Italy, and Spain.
But again, the nice thing about this is that, you know, like, we're obviously doing a lot of stuff on YouTube now, and this will be on YouTube as well, as you know. And so with YouTube, it actually takes 3 to 6 months for a video to fully embed into the system. And I think as well with Amazon, you know, it's a similar time frame. Again, you've had a product there that just came in and flew, but also just thinking about that, like, that's going to embed further into the system as it remains in stock, and it'll cycle. So I think, again, you know, sometimes people have the question of, like, well, how fast will something sell? Which is, it's hard to gauge, right? So I think for you, having these different countries, then you'll find as time goes on, you get back into stock that, you know, the UK might remain your best always, or then Germany might come in. And it's just really exciting to see, you know, you've taken a brand, you've now given them global expansion. how were they about it? Like, how was their reaction been? It sounds like because you're ordering from China, they've obviously said, "Well, that's great. Let's step this up now." Has that kind of been the way?
Yeah, it's been. I guess I was quite lucky in the fact that they've got a really strong team in the US looking after the Amazon.com platform. So they were very familiar with, the PPC, pay-per-click. They've sent me a list of keywords.
Right.
The other thing I did was I built a storefront. So I've got an Amazon, so where all the products are on. And I've got a bit of a technical background, but it wasn't difficult. So if someone was looking to do that, it's quite straightforward to do. And I think it was just a nice place to get everything in one spot.
Hope you're enjoying the video so far. I'm not going to take too much of your time. All I'd ask you to do, if you've enjoyed this video today, type in #invasion down below. Why invasion? Because that's the process Craig has been talking about today that we teach. It's one of the things we teach at Marketplace Superheroes. So #invasion. If you've enjoyed the video, I'm not taking any more of your time. Let's go back.
Oh, no, there's no doubt. These additional features Amazon have brought in over the last few years are really helpful with the right brands. And again, I think the kind of products you're selling, they lend themselves to a storefront, because they can be nice brand driven, kind of image driven products. So that's great,
Even for anybody doing private label who've got multiple number of products, that would be a great thing. To have all their branded products on one.
Exactly.
So.
And I think that's the thing now with Amazon too. At the end of the day, we talk about it a lot now. Brand registry, having a brand, it's becoming bigger and bigger on Amazon for good reason, because they want to have proper brands on there now. So if this is what you're saying, absolutely rings true.
That was the other thing with this brand is that brand registered in the US.
Yeah.
They signed over to me that I was an authorized seller for them over here, and I was doing some searching, and I noticed there were a number of very, very similar products that had used images, that their own copyrighted images, and again through the legal, I can't remember the Robert program, I signed up for that, and I'd learned a little bit about brand registration and the power of that. And again, because of what I learned on there, I was able to get 25, I think it was about 25 listings that were using copyrighted images taken down.
It's huge though, because again, think of the value you're adding for that company then.
Exactly,
well. They know they can trust you, you're protecting their brand, you're growing the brand, and that's great, I think as well, like the fact that I would say with that brand, you'll be able to definitely negotiate exclusivity pretty soon if you haven't already.
I've already got that, yeah.
Even better. So you're exclusive.
And the other thing that they're excited about, and I'm hoping to get a conversation going with us, literally as soon as you announced we have a hub to Australia, I was emailing them saying, hey, I'm not sure if you're interested, but I can get your products out to Australia now. So I'm hopefully having a conversation with them about that, because they're saying we're talking to retailers out there. But again, I think demonstrating what I've been able to do over here, it's put me in good stead.
Very compelling. And it's the same company that are providing the freight and all, so it's all stood over by the same people, which I think is important. But that's great. So go ahead.
So going back to how it progressed, I mean, the timeline was, I think I initially reached out to them November 2018, did a bit of following up, finally spoke to them in January. I think part of that was they were at that big Chicago trade fair. So they were there. Had a conversation in January. I think we signed a trading agreement in April. Got there, and again, Robert Wright was instrumental in that. I engaged with him to, actually look at an agreement for me, because they sent me theirs, and again, I think that was money well invested, because I've got a tight. I'm not a legal person, so I wouldn't trying to put an agreement together, and then place the order. I think they went onto Amazon July the 15th is when I first.
So and again, some brands are quicker, some brands are slower, right? But at the end of the day, look where we are now. We're in a really good spot, and that time you've invested with that brand, and they got more products too. So you're expand the product line. That's awesome, and it's huge actually. So like the thing about it is you may you'll want more brands, but even with a brand like that, you can get to a point where you don't even need more, depending on what your goals are, you know?
I sort of look at it and think, well, I think maybe, and again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but sort of typically people might bring over maybe 5 or 6 products.
Yeah.
And I sort of feel like I've got 3 brands in one because of the amount of, and that's a little bit why I've been quite focused on just making sure everything's right, making sure I understand how the replenishment works, getting my, keeping an eye on my stock. I'm quite as you can probably tell by the notes that I sent you prior, I'm quite organized. I like to have my finger on the pulse, understand, exactly where I am. So
no, but that's why, you're successful. Sometimes that can get in the way of success too, a little bit, But in fairness to you, you identified your weak points. You got the accountability that you needed, and you've done really well since then. So I suppose the question then is, over the next maybe 12 months, what's your goal? What's your plan now? Just expand the products out, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'd like to start maybe getting those numbers in the other countries up. To sort of get that. Try to get a bit closer to the 5 by 5 by 5.
Yeah.
I'm already started talking to a couple of other brands. Again, it's actually quite funny because timing wise, there were some brands that I'd reached out to earlier on in the year. I was just about to kick off the follow-up process again, and I got an email out of the blue. We're changing our business strategy. We'd love to talk to you about Australia and Europe. So I've already got one brand lined up. We ventured to the Autumn Fair trade show. So we did our first trade show, and we've got a couple of interesting products there that, are really keen for us to help get from the UK to the US.
Yeah, go the other way.
And what was really interesting is I had a conversation with the guy yesterday. We're in very early stages, but we sort of said, look, we might need to move a little bit on the prices for a trial. He was basically, look, you bring a lot to me by the fact that you can get the stuff there with your freight partner.
Yeah.
He said I'm more than happy to discuss that. So
and it's big for them because they get this expansion. And again, the other side of Invasion too is that because of superhero freight, you have that logistical network at your disposal, which again, we're looking at other ways to make that valuable to people like yourself too, where you can go to companies and basically consult with them and lower their freight costs and everything, which is huge. And that's it. It's just connecting the dots. Would you say, Craig, is the big...
I think with the program, it's all there, and I think that was one of the things I like. You had the complete A to Z of someone that's maybe never started a company up before, never sold online. You can start at that point, or where I was a little bit further down the line where I'd had my company set up. I was selling, so I was starting a little bit further.
Yeah.
And I also think my background is from a sort of IT sales background. So what I find nice is now I'm using a lot of the stuff that I've done all my career.
Yeah.
Other people.
And for you.
I'm doing it for me now.
Yeah.
And that's great. I still work in a full-time role, but I've got a lot of flexibility in that role. And that was the other attraction to Invasion, is it meant I could do my stuff, most of the day, normally during the day, and then invest a few hours in the evening time when the US were in their early morning, and it didn't really impact on my day job.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's brilliant. You have a future thing you're building towards now, which I think that's the most important thing. Like, even when I was in a job, if I had something I was building towards, it'd have been fine because I had a goal. Whereas when you don't have a goal, nothing you're working towards, kind of very demotivating. So that's great to hear, and it's smart too. It's smart to have an income coming in while you're building a company. That makes complete sense. And also, as you know, Greg, as these products become more successful, you'll be able to fund these products through other sources too, because you got a winner, and winners are easy to fund. So that's good too.
No, it's been a really good learning experience from the Amazon side. It's funny because most of my career I've been working with an ERP, accounting, distribution, manufacturing software package. I still don't know the difference between a credit and a debit, but I'm sitting here now, I'm doing accounts at the end of the month, and I get around the credit and debit thing by I stick it in one way, and if it doesn't look right, I stick it in the other. I know what it needs to do, but I'm not sure what the terminology is. So, managing stock, and it's like I've got my own business here. You know, that's the really exciting thing. And the other thing I guess where I'm looking to do now is obviously, I mean, I was looking back at where I've come from. Yeah. And when I first started selling the Tidy Golfer on Amazon, I've been about £20 a day, sales. So it was a nice little income. Nothing wasn't changed my world, but it was a bit of fun. And I'm doing now anything from between £200 to £300 a day. You know, I've gone from, I think it was averaging four orders a day to nearly 10. And now I'm looking, well, how do I make that 20? How do I make that 30?
And it will. And the fact, again, that one's sold out so quickly, that just tells me that's probably going to be one of your stars over time. And so you keep that one in stock. And it's weird. Like, I can't prove this, but whenever you're in stock, everything sells better. It just does. Yeah. And it's a weird thing, but I think you get a bump with Amazon's algorithm.
Yeah, that was what the guys from the States were saying. They said it's important to keep your stock, because if you've got stock in there, Amazon want you to be selling it.
Yeah.
So you somehow get, as you say, you get a bump.
Yeah, and you could also, with the kinds of products you sell, you can get bundled in with something Amazon are doing. And whenever that happens, we had that one time. We used to sell batteries at wholesale. Don't do it anymore for various reasons, as you know. Item specifics to avoid, etc. And it was amazing. You know, one time at Christmas time, we got bundled in with a remote control, I think it was, and we were selling. I think we sold something like 300 battery packs in a day or something, and we sold them in big packs. You know, so it was a big deal then. You know, so yeah, that can happen too.
I think the other change that I've seen as well is when I was selling the one product, I'd log on every day, how many sales have I had, and then when there was that little dip, hadn't sold a couple for a day, it's like, oh my god, that's it, it's all doom and gloom. And whereas now is a nice sort of level with one product's not selling, the other one's selling. So that's the nice thing of having a wider sort of range of products.
Oh yeah, so. I know it's great, and it's going to really scale up for you. You know, at the end of the day, like, you only ever had one product, now you have multiple products, 18-ish, but then they'll start to bed in, they'll start to do better. You can start to look back at your numbers, check your sessions, check what's going on. Okay, I'm not getting found. Let's change my keywords. Let's do all those pieces, and then you go from there. Yeah. So look, I think it's great to see you doing so well. I look forward to seeing where you are in a year's time. Again, I'd like to thank you, as always, for being a very valuable member of the community, helping other people a lot, which we appreciate. And thanks for doing that. I think it's a really great thing for you to do. And also just for coming on today. A lot of people will watch this and get a lot of inspiration from your story, because that's the thing, pulling the trigger, getting beyond those things. So thanks again, Craig. And I look forward to seeing you succeed more with us in the future. And as you know, we're always here for you if you need us to have your back.
Perfect. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Big video today. I really enjoyed it. I do this every single time. I don't know why, but I'm gonna probably keep doing it, and that's absolutely fine. If you enjoyed the video, please click the subscribe button and the bell icon. Like this video, and as always, really, really love when you play along and answer the quiz questions so you can qualify for one of these tops. That's it for this video. As always, if you're not part of our world at Marketplace Superheroes, check out the description and the first comment, the pinned comment, and grab some free training. It's absolutely free. Click on the link. I'll bring it back to our site. Put in your best email, and I look forward to working with you in the future. That's it for now, and we will see you in the next one.